Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Project Highrise. And I'm noticing that some of my first offices and other facilities are looking a little run down. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the maintenance office, and we can see that we have some renovation to do, which overall will cost me 1,300 bucks. I'll go ahead and eat that cost, I guess. Make sure these guys are nice and repaired. My maintenance office should take care of that. Now, one thing I do realize is I am going to eventually need trash on this floor, and I don't have a convenient space over here on this floor like I do the lower floor. So I don't believe I have any room to build this way. That is as far as I can go. So it has to be on the floor. So I don't feel like I have any other choice other than to build this way and put that trash in here. As long as it's on the floor somewhere, that should be good enough. Alright, let's go ahead and get that trash in there. Now this will be smelly, but I'm keeping it far away from the offices, so that shouldn't be a problem. Maybe a problem for the stores, I'm not really sure. And then we need another restaurant, so medium. We'll put that right in there. And then we want another place that takes care of dinner and lunch. So I got a pizzeria, and I believe, was it Diners that did? They did breakfast and lunch, so we want dinner. Fast food does lunch and dinner. Of course, I also want the most amount of money, which right now looks like 195. Although we do have a place here that will give me 200. But it's not taking care of the dinner that I'm looking for. Sandwich shop is breakfast and lunch as well. And we have salad and hot bars, I believe, was only lunch, if I remember correctly. Yes. You know, I'm tempted to take the diner here. I know it doesn't satisfy the dinner that we're looking for, but it gets me breakfast and lunch, and that will finish the lunch demand, and then we'll need one more breakfast and one more dinner. I'm just tempted. I'm not really sure. I mean, we're going to want a fast food place eventually anyway. So it's probably not the end of the world if we go ahead and take the fast food, but this pays more money, obviously, is why I'm tempted here. But I'm going to go with what I think will allow me to get more offices. So I'll go ahead and do this one here for 195. So VE Ho Burgers and Fries. And then I'm also going to put in an elevator here and here. And then they also need electricity and water to run in here. Like so. Okay. We should be ready to go. I can take a look at noise and smells and things. So we've got a lot of noise in and around the shops. I don't think these smaller offices really care about that, so they're not too worried. And then smells, we have a little bit in this trash area and then in the food areas. As long as we stay away from the creative offices, that shouldn't be a problem. All right, and now that I have that other restaurant, let's see what we can do with medium-sized offices, I believe. Oh, no, wait, one won't fit in here, so we're going to have to build up, actually, if we want to do that. Money-wise, I don't know if that's the right course of action. Let me think about what else we've got going. I could continue with doing just the medium restaurants, which I'm going to need a minimum of 2 more, as far as I can tell, because we need the breakfast. And I'm going to need 2 restaurants to be able to do breakfast. So that would be a diner and maybe something else that serves breakfast. So I'll go ahead and build for that. I don't see a reason why not. We'll go up a floor. And building down here is going to cost less money than building up here anyway, so... I know the title of this is I want to take you higher, but for the meantime, we just keep things nice and simple. And we've got more buzz, too. Which I need to remind myself to pay attention to. Ah, see, renovation costs, that would have been a good time to do that. Okay, we've got aesthetic. So artwork costs minus 10%. And we get free plaza items. I'm going to have to take a look at that. And then we've got... We could also... I might wait until one of these is actually going to be something that we need. Because we don't have enough buzz to do this, which is what we're currently doing. And then I could also wait for this one, too. It's a steel. Now, I've already done some construction, so we'll have to see on that. And I do have enough influence that I may be able to do something here. No, I need 15 influence. Unless I go into operations or something else. As a matter of fact, speaking of that, let's go ahead and first take a look at the plaza items. So... these don't seem like they cost all that much. And I need a consultant upgrade. Height limits. So, yeah, it's not really something I can do right now. I can only do these, but they're cost prohibitive right now. Okay. The other thing I wanted to take a look at was operations. How much does that cost? 500 bucks? That's not too bad, and I could put that in here, and then we could use the influence to unlock the next thing on that track. But for now, I think I'm just going to focus on the restaurants. So, another one of these. And now we need to focus on breakfast. So, breakfast things. We need diners for that, right? Because they're breakfast and lunch. And that way we can get the more expensive. And then, of course, I need the trash bins as well, which we will construct. There and there. And I'll go ahead and put in the elevator. The main reason I'm not doing the operations office right now is I just... oh, we need the utilities. Money's starting to get tight. And I think it's a good idea to be a little bit conservative with money right now. And we'll get trash services soon. Alright, we got a little bit of cash here. And there's a trash for the floor. Alright. Good stuff. And I'll keep in mind that renovations thing that we can take advantage of in case we have another big number of renovations that need to be done. I mean, because that was a lot of money. And it'd been nice to have a discount on that. Alright, well anyway, why don't we go up one more floor? Unless we... yeah, I just don't have the money to really take advantage of a discount for floor construction, in my opinion. Because I'm going to want to be doing a lot of that. Like, maybe the next floor would be the right time to do that. Anyway, let's go ahead and do This floor over here. And we'll have our last restaurant, which just needs to be somewhere that does breakfast as well. And then we can refocus on offices. I'll have a little bit of cash to work with, and I can do the... it's a steal. I need 215, so hopefully in the amount of time it takes to do all this, we'll get that. But got one more medium restaurant to go. And that's going to be a sandwich shop, right? Breakfast and lunch, and we've got one that will give me 200 a day, which is perfect. And then we need trash. Do that there. And we need utilities, electricity, and water. And then ideally, I'd like to fit in an elevator, but I might not be able to afford it. Because I'm also going to have to do trash, and that's more necessary. Now, it only costs 50 to put it in, so it looks like we're going to be able to afford that elevator after all. Okay, and then we've got 3,000 bucks for doing that. Let's go ahead and get that elevator in. Okay, so now we're back onto the offices, and of course I can take a grant here that will give me some cash. So 10,000 a day. What are we looking at? We're looking at nowhere near that, so that's not the right grant to take now, or contract. 100 people. We're very close to doing that, so we might as well take that contract. And then we need, probably the next one would be the 100 office workers, but some of that population is not office workers yet, so the better idea would be to get the increased density here. So I get 1,000 bucks up front and 2,000 when it's done. Okay, and does it actually give me a summary of what my population is? So right now, offices only are 36 of our total population. So that office drone thing is going to take quite a while. Even though we're not that far off of the 100 population. Alright, Buzz is getting there, so I'm going to be a little bit patient here, and I think I'm going to do the... Oh, there we go. We got exactly how much we need to do it to steel. So this is going to give me 50% construction costs for new floor tiles, elevators, stairwells, and utility closets, which is all things that we need. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Oop, and then we're going to go ahead and immediately take advantage of that. So first, build the new floor, which we're getting 50% off of, which is nice. And then we're going to do a stairwell, which we also get 50% off of. And then we need utility closets, which we also get 50% off. So do that there. And that there. Okay. I'm almost tempted to do the next floor of construction, but of course I have to wait until the floor above it. You know, I wonder, can I put in the elevator? Yes, I can. I can put that in before the floor is actually constructed. So we'll get 50% off of that as well. And I might even do the next floor once this floor is done, because why not take advantage of a 50% off while you have it? Now, whether or not my construction team can get the construction done in the 24 hours, I'm not sure. That's where that operations thing could come in, where we could have a bigger construction office. Now, granted, that would require me cramming it in somewhere, which may require more construction, which honestly isn't that bad of a thing. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I think we have the money. So let's grab operations, put that in right there, and then we can get new construction office. Those cost me $500 to do that, unfortunately, but let's take a look at this construction office. So what would that be under? That would be under building staff, I would imagine. Okay. So I might put it down in the basement, like somewhere over here, and then I'll get rid of the old construction office. Because I don't see a reason to have both, and I'm sure this costs me... Oh, maybe it doesn't cost me maintenance, because it doesn't say it does. Alright, well, in any case, let's go ahead and first figure out how big this is. So, it looks like it is 7, because these are 4. I can confirm that. Yeah, okay, so those are 4 big, so it's 7 big. So, let's go ahead and build. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kind of puts them far away from the elevator, but it is what it is. It would be nice if I could stick an elevator there, but unfortunately, the only elevator that comes down into the basement and the sub-basement is this central one. At least at the moment. Okay, well, in any case, that's going to be our new construction office when it gets built. Now, these guys should work in the order that I built it. So, I might even do the upper floor here while they're downstairs working on the lower floor. And we're running close. So, we're halfway through. Get a little bit more cash in the bank. How's our loans doing? We're halfway through paying off the one. And what does our cash flow look like? So, we got a couple more $100 there. All right. So they're done up there. I figure we might as well build the next floor while we have this 50% off. And we're going to need stairs to get up there. And I might as well build utility closets and things while we, again, have 50% off. And then finally, elevator. Okay, and that's probably all we're going to be able to get away with while that discount is going on. And I might as well put in the offices while I'm sitting here. So, I think the better placement for these offices is a little bit over to the side. I mean, that does take it further away from the utilities, so maybe it does save me a little bit of money to have them over here. In any case, let's go ahead and see what we got for offices. So, that would be under here. We'll put the first one down and see what will come in here. So right now, medical offices and creative professionals are taken care of. So what we need is legal offices and financial offices, both of which look like they'll come in. So let's see what they need. Financial offices need IT and catering services. Legal offices need catering services. Now, I see a big difference here in price. And it's mostly just prestige, it looks like. And a little bit a difference of initial build cost. But everything else seems right. We've got all of the same services required. Now, granted, it looks like these guys want more services overall, but they're all things that we already have. So catering services would be the only thing that would be new. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, they need electricity and phone lines, and then they need catering services. So I'm going to grab these two that are offering me $400. So we'll put one there, and then we'll do the other office. And because they don't need water, I'm not going to put them over to this side. I'm going to put them close. That keeps the electricity lines close, the electricity and phone lines. And then we'll do one more office here. Put that there. And we'll take the other legal offices while we can do that. So $400 a day, I think, is a good amount. And then we just need catering services. So how big are catering services? I'm going to assume that they're going to be a little bit bigger, but we'll see. Catering services right there. Yeah, that's pretty sizable. Now, it's not going to fit over here. I'm probably going to have to put it down in the sub-basement, or actually, no, the sub-basement. And it'll probably be over here, looks like. What does this facility need, though? Sometimes I don't pay attention to that. So Catering services require electricity, phone, water, and gas. That's new. Okay. Well, let's hold on here a second. I don't have any gas production. And I was going to put the construction office in here. I'm thinking I'm actually going to put the catering office in here and put the construction maybe down a floor. Let's see if the catering service fits into the area we're currently constructing. It doesn't. We need two more, looks like. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to do 1, 2. And then construction office will build down here. Why doesn't it let me build there? Maybe because there's nothing above that. Kind of weird. You would think underground it wouldn't matter. But anyway, what did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm happy to do this because I'm going to need gas services anyway, and we're going to need space to do that. Anyway, we get a 50% discount while we're going, so... I'm kind of not sure why they stopped this construction. Oh well, we'll get things done. Okay, so we got the density. We're up $2,000. Which we need that cash, honestly. Alright, let me take a look at what other contracts we have. So, People Magnet 250, I don't think we're ready for that. Where are we on our profit margin? It was still, yeah, nowhere near. Office drones, we already saw that. Oh, it's only 50, so that's actually not too bad. Where are we now? We're at 40, so that's not too bad, and I'm going to be doing more offices here, so that might not be a bad choice. And then we have residential, I'm not ready for. Studio apartments, not ready for. Restaurant revolution, I'm definitely not ready for. Because I'm going to assume we need, like, large restaurants. I don't know if that's ever going to be something I do in this building. And then Galleria, what does that do? Okay. Can you help by adding a variety of medium stores? Again, I don't think stores are going to be the way we go either. So I'm just going to go with office drones here. I'm going to take this one because I think we're close to getting it. Gives me a little bit of money to work with as well. So all of the things I need to do here... Oh, we need utilities here. But I've got a bunch of things I have to build here to make sure we keep these legal offices. Because they're going to want catering services eventually. And to do that, I'm going to need gas. So I'm going to do that over here, I think. And we have more than enough cash to build that now. Look at all those people coming in. Ooh, we got renovations that are needed in some of our older offices again. I'm going to wait on that because, again, I'm going to have some expenses that are going to be pretty necessary here pretty soon. But yeah, that's looking kind of icky. Almost looks like we're having problems with water damage. Fortunately, my construction team is at this point kind of a liability. All right, so with our buzz, we're going to eventually want to do that renovation thing again, and that was coat of paint, which at this point I need 450 buzz to do. Geez, all right, that's not going to happen anytime soon, so we're probably just going to want to go to our maintenance office and just tell them, go ahead and do the renovations. But again, I want to make sure money is not going to be an issue, because we need catering services and we need it pretty much now, so I don't want to run short on money when that happens. Okay, so we now have the room for the catering office. Oh, also, it looks like I upgraded with prestige, so I have bigger apartments available, and I have bigger stores available as well. All right, so that catering office is all the way down here. 400 bucks to place, and they're going to need pretty much all of the utilities. So let's go ahead and grab electricity. Electricity's good. What about phone lines? Phone lines are good. Okay, so on this floor, as long as I have the connection, they should be fine. The problem is I don't have gas yet. Now, I could stick a small gas here, which would be fine for the meantime. And I might actually go that route. Let me take a look at this. So, gas. It's going to be pretty much the same thing, I would imagine. 10. It's going to cost me $3.50 to do. You know what? I'm going to do that just because we have plenty of space that we could use for that. And I don't know what else we're going to need that, to have gas. I mean, if we got bigger restaurants, maybe they would need gas too. But that's not in the game plan for me. I just wouldn't know where to put those things. So, on the other hand, though, if offices require that stuff down the road, maybe we will have to go for that. But we'll have to see. And then we'll do the construction office down here. This space I did over here I could use for something later. I could build it over as well to get the elevator over. So there's a number of things I can do over here. For now, we're just going to bide our time. And you know what? I have this all constructed. I might as well do more offices here. So what do we need? We need one more legal professional and we need 3 financial professionals. So first, go ahead and put in an office. Now, legal offices, we only had that one, and it was not a high-paying one. Financial offices, they all seem like they pay the same, and they need IT and computer repair services. All right, so keeping that in mind, what does IT need as far as space and their utilities? Okay, let's just see. Water, janitorial, copy services, computer and IT services is here. They just need electricity and phone line. How big are they? They're fairly big. Now, one thing I could do is I could put them up on an upper floor. I don't see a reason why not, as long as they don't produce noise. So let's just take a look here. Noise. It's hard to tell if these kind of things are noisy or not. Because I'm not sure, I'm not sure, sure where to put them. Let's just see, how big are they? All right, well, we could fit them down in the basement. It's not that big of a deal. So, I already forgot how big it was. Computer. So, one short of the floor above it. They're pretty much the exact same size as the catering services. And then we need phone and electricity. There's going to be a little bit of a problem because I'm going to have to bring down the utilities to this floor. Honestly, no. Actually, we already have it all down here, so we're good to go. So I'm not going to quite select these guys yet. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter. Okay, I was just checking the revenue. All right, let's go ahead and do the financial office here. And again, it doesn't matter which one we do. I'll do Chang Crosby here. So they want IT and computer service. They expect that. And then they need phone line and electrical line. Now, I don't know how we're doing as far as our phone lines go. Looks like we're doing okay. Electrical lines, we're still pretty good. So let's just grab those utilities and bring them over. Do the office, and then we'll pretty much be good to go. And then I might as well do the other office for that as well. Financial office, and we'll do Orange Rock LLP, and they expect pretty much the same things. So we're going to need electricity and phone line, and then eventually we'll get that computer IT stuff up and running. And by the time they are looking for it, we'll hopefully have that built. All right. I would say things are going pretty well right now. We took good advantage of the construction. What is the word I'm trying to think of? Not bonus. The opposite of bonus. Well, in any case, whatever. This is a good point to put a cut in the video, I think, as my brain just dies on me. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.